I need a pillow.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out why my Facebook Live isn't going because that's the
You're in the show.
yeah, I
Welcome,
know.
welcome, welcome.
Okay, there we go. I just wanted to make sure we were live. What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to another episode of Access Granted. Your boy, Mr. Antoine, is in the building. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. And as y'all can see, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Everything is desperate.
I love you forever and always. My sister, I have my sister and my original co-host of Access Granted, the Part Stream, Nina, the original freaking party girl, is in the building.
Yay! Do you have like the
What's
facts for the
going
show?
on?
Yay! Oh, you make the facts. Okay, bro. Okay.
Nina! And she has on her Access Granted t-shirt and her Access Granted chain. We're like Jay-Z and Beyonce right now.
I said it. Hottest chick in the game, weighing
Got
your
the
chain.
hottest chick in the... What's going on, sis?
You know that.
As we have been well, I guess I benefited from the fact that there is no decompression session tonight. And so you are free on a Monday night. I had an amazing time. I had an amazing time at your event the other night. Yes. And I want you to talk a little bit about what you're doing with your timbres situation because I always got to plug, I always got to promote and put it out there.
That's what you get for making me wait to June. So see how the universe moves all that around.
Exactly.
So I'm right up front where I wanted to be original. Hi, I'm Nina, the original party girl. I'm Baltimore's exclusive celebration technician. Celebration technician exclusive. Pay attention to that word too. I've known Twan for at least 7-8 years now. He's my radio poppy. He's my mentor in producing as well as being a disc jockey, DJ type radio personality. So I owe my whole career to him in the beginning, just to bring some people up to speed that may not know who I am. And from my radio, I went to his radio, and we just go back and forth on each other's show. One time,
no, you were on my radio first, technically. I
guess. I was on your radio platform first. Yeah. And then he noticed that spark in me. And he said, you need to be doing this full time. And I was like, you need to be minding your business. But the way it worked out, he was right. He saw the talent and he motivated and encouraged me and planted little seeds. And now I have a big voice in a big world out there. So I owe that all to you, Radio Poppy.
And I regurgitate the love and support back to you. As always. Yeah, man, I don't know why it feels like we've been joined at the hip since the
I
day
started.
And like, that's literally
I already am a party. Then I have a party business. So with my things, everything that I do is related to some sort of celebration. So if you're an organization with the purpose, but you need to put a party with it, like I start from there, but it goes corporate, community, and private affairs. So currently, I am, for the last, before COVID years, I work for area nightclubs and area local promoters. Well, local and beyond. So if a DJ wants to give a party, he hit me up and I provide some services during the event. So Twan and I were at the decompression session which is a whole, you talk about party with a purpose. It's a moving mission statement to aid those with mental challenges, a way to release in a party atmosphere with music that's being played to literally soothe your soul. You with me so far, Twan and his
You're
friends?
actually schooling me because I didn't know that that was the meaning behind decompression
That
session.
is the whole reason for that party. And that's why it's accelerating so fast, because you don't see a party that does that. So we've identified what the niche is. So Herb's idea, that's the partner owner of the whole decompression session movement, was to.
Nina. Oh boy.
I'm here. I'm here. Can you
Okay,
hear
yeah,
me?
we're back. Yeah, we're back.
Yes.
We're back. Say
So
that
he,
last part again.
Herb, who's the owner. Hello.
Of yeah, I hear you.
Of
Herb
the
was the owner of.
okay. I'm like, nod your head, blink your eyes. Are you all right? Of the decompression movement,
Okay.
has he has depression and anxiety. And as a man, that's not a
Oh,
conversation that you
right.
hear men say out loud, right?
Absolutely.
So he, because he's in love with music, he is music, he gets healing from him, playing the music. So then people got on board. He starts sharing his stories, encouraging other people to say, hey, it's okay not to be okay. That's one of their things. Like, say it out loud and let's deal with it. So through the party, we've attached other things to help you with de-stressing from regular life. So at one time, I had the lady with the hula hoop. She came. So we learned how to hula hoop while the music's playing. We have the 1 minute per minute massage girl. We had a licensed therapist. So we're trying to add on physical things that support mental well-being. So that's the hottest thing I got my on my plate right now. Right now, a lot's going on with that. We just changed locations.
I totally have to get Herb on the show just for that reason alone. I did
You
not know
do.
that.
You
Okay.
do. You do. That's his thing. I'm a man and I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. And he encouraged that. And from that, now we here and we still growing. We're not even here yet. So we just made the announcement that we're no longer going to be
On Mondays. I saw
where
that.
we were Mondays. Mondays was a conflict. Like, when you decompress, which day are you decompressed? Is it Monday from the weekend or Monday because I got to head into the week? Mine's is more Friday because I got through the week. So that was a conflict. So we, not only are they not in the same space, they're not on the same day. So that's a big change. So we got all of that. If you want to join our page, please hit me up. I'll invite you to the page in which we share mental health and wellness tips, funny things, just life stuff, because life is hard. We get it. We get it. Like when I was little and I was like looking at my mother behind her back, like, I can't wait to be a grown up. Now
And
I'll be
then
like,
you became a
mommy,
grown up. And then you
mommy,
became a grown up, and all of that was like, what the?
I can't find my receipt for childhood, so I can't take it back.
So we have a request that you post your information, post your page
Oh yeah.
information.
Yeah, most
If
definitely.
you
And I thank you
you
for your support in
if,
advance.
if you
Nice.
just say that information now, I will have that in a banner going across the bottom of the screen.
On Facebook, I am Nina, Nina, last name Party Girl, one word.
Gotcha.
And then if you hit me up there, I can invite you to the decompression stuff. We leave it private because we're talking about people's feelings.
Right.
Excuse me.
Gotcha.
So from that, well, from before that, what you all didn't know is, like, I do parties everywhere, people's houses all over, events halls, all of this stuff. Now my dream is coming true. What I wanted, a space where people would come to me. So I'm now featured at Tamber's Restaurant,
Chambers. Really nice
34th and
space.
St. Paul Street. So
Really
I
nice
am
space.
responsible.
Really nice space.
Really nice space. So I'm responsible for booking any event that happens on their new second floor. I am the executive director of celebration and events for them. They've been there 30 years historically, and adding me as an a la carte item just made their whole situation go upgrade tremendously. So check me out. If you got a celebration, you need to get something done. I'm not doing the halls anymore. I'm a licensed wedding officiant, and I'm waiting for your call.
I was going there. I was gonna go there. I was gonna go there.
And I'm waiting for all of your calls. Now I could marry you in my space. You see that?
Wow. Yeah.
You know how you always add jobs on for me?
Yeah.
Now I can bring you your intimate celebration right here up here with me.
Damn.
I
Yeah.
can love all over you. Yeah.
So I'm gonna change the vibe for a second. And you're probably not gonna like where I'm going, but it's my show, so I'm gonna go there.
Okay, I'm listening.
So because of certain people that were in the house the other night at your event, DJ Casper Bernstein, DJ Cell, that would be an amazing location for a reunion, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, they can call me up and arrange that and coordinate.
And I've been tasked. No, I'm gonna go one step further because I've been tasked with connecting the dots to make that happen. And so you and I will be talking in the future because we need you on board. We need you on board. Yeah.
How's that weather in Toronto? I'm supposed to be in Buffalo, New York this Friday. For real.
I love how you changing the subject right I love how you're changing the subject right now. You know, some stuff just has to happen organically. And even if it's only one, we need.
Well, like I'm a business-minded person. If we're talking some business, I know how to have that kind of conversation, a business conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I was with T Money last week.
I know.
Cass was my baby. I see Cell all the time. It's not us, you know.
I know.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Real quick, man, before we get into the show, shout out to my sister, my regular co-host, Alenia Renee. She actually isn't here today, and she won't be here next week because she just started a new job, and her people act like they don't know what Access Granted is and what time we.
That's what it is. They don't know
they be trying to keep her late, but I'm gonna have to put out some phone calls, you know, because I can't keep. I mean, I have a list of people that I feel like I can call upon to be co-hosts because I hate doing the show by myself. Anybody that knows me knows that. But, you know, she has a new job, and who am I to step on, you know, and be like, you know, because I don't pay her enough.
Get your money, sis, because I know what he paid. Get your money.
Absolutely. But definitely want to. Yo, what is going on with my rug? Okay.
I would like to salute myself for being at your show on time, promptly.
I'm not. Yo, there were times when you were a co-host on the show and wasn't on time. So the fact that you are on time today on short notice, yes, I love you.
Same day notice. I'm not in the car. I got on my uniform. I made a sign so I could be professional. Can you see the sign?
What? No. What does the sign say?
Access granted remote. So I am all on board with your good internet, great lighting. Like I did it for you, Poppy. I did.
I appreciate that. Hey, shout out to my man Jay Treese, bro. I will be getting with you soon, bro, because I need you to do that segment that I was talking to you about. And my girl Esther Jones, what's going on? Another former ghost, another former host. I said host, another former guest of Access Granted. She was amazing when she was on here too. She does great work. She like if I was an artist, I would get with her right now. But anyway, let me see. Is there anything that I need to cover before we bring the guest up? When is the next event, Nina?
Out of my arsenal, there's an event every starting Thursday through Sunday. I'm somewhere. The next decompression session, exclusive. You're really the only person that I've talked to this. And funny, because I put a post out today about, because people what happened to the decompression? What y'all do? You know.
You already know how that's going to be when you say stuff is changing. Yeah.
So it's like, hey, this is business. This is how things go. And you need to, if you're expecting to grow, you're going to be doing all kind of change because you have to accommodate for the growth. So this is not the last time we're gonna move a party because we're gonna be so busy. I'm sorry, so big that we won't fit in that space either. So we're gonna need another space. We are growing.
And I will totally take that space over when you leave it. So yes, just look at her Facebook information going across the bottom of the screen, and your official celebration technician will let you know when she has everything going on. Shout out to my man Kobe George. What's up, bro? My This is my adopted sister that was raised by wolves. Dina Coleman Reed is in the building. I love you. I appreciate you. But she is also the person behind all of the Access Granted merch that you've been seeing me killing.
Oh, nice.
So look,
quality product.
This hoodie right here. No, she didn't do the t-shirt. She was after t-shirt season. T-shirt. But she just gave me the middle finger. Y'all see that? She gave me the middle finger. Y'all see how she do? But
no, we didn't see it. It's in braille.
But this particular hoodie right here, I was actually going to send this to Deion Sanders because this is the Colorado Buffalo, where he's the head coach now. This is there. And when she put the logo on, I was like, yo, it's just different. So Deion got to wait until next year.
So that's exclusive for now. You only have one.
Yeah.
So our banner down the bottom covers up half your shirt. I would love to see. Can you scooch up? Or that. Yeah. Vogue.
And it's official when it has the Access Granted logo on the on the sleeve as well. Yeah.
I'm gonna just get it tattooed on me.
I don't mess with you. But yeah, she's stupid. But yeah. So have we covered all things OPG so that we can get into the show? Because I don't have anything.
I don't think that would be fair because I have information. The celebration, positivity. It's just too big for this 2 minutes you got for me. But I appreciate you being the exclusive messenger.
Absolutely. I will always support. So if you need to get married, Nina can marry you. If you need a place to host a reception, Nina can take care of that. And I think at some point she will also be able to take care of the divorce proceedings because she's doing.
Let's just not get married. How about that? People got too many options. It's only one. Get married and stay married, no matter what. Really, that's what it is. So you can't go in thinking if this don't work, you can't go in like that. But I also can flip your house. I love doing weddings and people's houses. So I come and I decorate for your wedding in your house. So I'm really moving towards more intimate affairs. Yeah,
and she really turns your whatever the situation is, wherever you're having your party, she turns it into literally a whole experience.
What that is. Right, that restaurant Friday was a restaurant before I made it a club.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was tables and chairs and stuff in there. I pulled all that stuff out, made the dance floor, put the DJ on the stage.
Okay. I didn't know that part, yo. So you did the heck out of that because
it wasn't even a bar. It wasn't a bar. We had to tell them what to order. We said Hennessy, and they said Hennessy. I'm like, yo, ain't that what Hennessy? So we had to physically, literally tell them everything. I need this, I need lemons, oranges, I need all this stuff. So it was a learning experience, and it can work.
Definitely, because there was only one bartender, and it could never be a black person event with one bartender.
He learned that day. He learned that day. He said, I tried real hard, man. I was like, oh, man. But we had a girl in the cut waiting to jump in there. They just wouldn't let us do it.
I told you that I would have jumped in. I could make the basic.
All of y'all wives. Hennessy. All of y'all wives could have jumped in.
I could have jumped in and helped. Anything for the cause. You know me. Anything for the cause.
Right, so go be security because people was trying to come in. I wouldn't
have did security, but I would have bartended and I would have had a ball back there.
Well, I have a message, one message, and it goes beyond house music. So in my party travels, I am noticing a culture change in which, we always keep secrets. Stuff we don't talk about around other people because we don't want them to know our dirty laundry. But if I didn't care, and I wasn't me, I wouldn't say anything. And I'm not going to let us go down like that. So I'm seeing different behavior or accelerated behavior. Like people have all... I can't...
Save that for when you come on the show. I know where you're going with that. Save that for when you come on the show. I know exactly where you're going. Save that because that's going to get me starting to talk about some other stuff. And I'm not trying to have our guests sit backstage for another 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, save that. I know exactly where you're going with that.
Exclusive,
What?
but you gotta wait till June. I'm on
Yeah.
in June.
I mean,
If y'all want to see me sooner than June, hit Antoine up and make him get me on in the next 2 months.
sorry if my show is popular and I got it.
Right, do your
I got the
thing,
calendar
Rod.
booked. I'm
Okay,
sorry, you know.
do your
Hey,
thing.
Bianca, namaste to you as well, sis. Hey, look, real quick, I did want to say rest in peace to the actor Lance Reddick. He's from here in Baltimore. He played captain, lieutenant, major, colonel. I don't know all of the ranks that he had, but he was on The Wire. He was also a great actor in the John Wick series. He passed away a couple of days ago, and as we were talking about before we got on air, I didn't realize or I didn't know until he passed away that he was from Baltimore. And I know people that know him. So trust me when I tell you, if I would have known then what I know now, he would have been all up on Baltimore Flavor Radio, or Access Granted or whatever the case may be. But amazing actor, amazing actor, amazing actor. And that's just one of those situations where I say people don't realize or understand the talent that we really have here. You know, whether it be music, whether it be acting, or whether it be
Art,
acting in front of the
media,
camera or doing stuff behind the camera. Like
entertainment.
we have so much stuff that's going on here, and I really feel bad that I didn't know that because I'm a diehard Wire fan. On one of the apps that I have on my Fire Stick, there's a 24/7 Wire channel, and so I probably watch some episode of The Wire at least once a day. And I drive my wife crazy every time it comes on, but it is what it is. It's my favorite show. And yeah, man, just rest in peace. He was only 60 years old. Reports say that he died of natural causes, et cetera, et cetera. So we lost a good one here, but we also have some other great talent here in the city of Baltimore. And I finally got my man. I've been trying to get him. Oh God, it's been a while. Thomas Leahy is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, bro?
How y'all doing?
God, man, I'm good, man. How's everything with you?
I was good. It's good. It's a Monday and it's just a wonderful day. So
Yeah, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
yeah,
Hey,
basically. No, I
yeah,
mean, for a Monday, it's been a good day. So
yeah.
everybody dreads Mondays, but it's the start of another work week.
I worked from home today, so I'm gonna
Hey,
put boots on there because I think I did about two things in 10 hours. I think I did about 17 minutes of work, so
that's all right.
definitely a good day.
It is. Hey, any day that you wake up and you accomplish something is a good day.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, if you want to call that accomplishing, then hey, yeah, I accomplished something.
Hey, some tasks are small, but they have a big impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey man, and before we even get started, we got it. There's no way, Thomas, that we could do this show without giving a super duper amazing shout out to our girl Teresa Davis.
Yes.
Teresa Davis Productions, man. She is such an amazing woman. Um, just she's just the epitome of what like everything that we're trying to project from this city. Like she's behind the scenes of it all.
Yes.
And that's actually the way that you and I met. Um, we were trying to think about which time, and we don't know, but we met somewhere on a set of a Teresa Davis production.
I believe we met working with Silk White. You're at
Wow.
Teresa's house. We were doing Love Hurts, and
Bingo.
we were filming at her house that night.
Bingo.
I think that's when we met.
Bingo. Up off of Perrin Parkway.
Yes.
Bingo. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. I got killed in 30 seconds that night.
Don't feel bad. I've had the same.
Shout,
Not those
shout out,
productions, but in
shout
others.
out shout out to my brother Leonard Coleman, man. I got killed
Yes.
in like 30 seconds that night. After sitting in Teresa's house for about 6 hours, we walked around to the alley. We filmed the scene, and I was dead in 30 seconds, literally.
You know,
Literally. So real quick, how
yes.
did you meet Teresa, and how did you guys start working together?
Teresa, it was funny. I had just started in the business, and I was, I got into business late, at 50 years old when I started. So I started doing background, did
Me
a
too.
music video, got hooked up here and there. Then the gentleman who was doing the music video, doing the camera work, was Keystone
Keston Dakota.
Productions.
Shout out my boy Keston Dakota,
So,
man.
so
My
my man
God.
Keston was doing the video for Derek Darrell Dixon, which is an amazing guy in himself. He was actually directing the music video that was Marcel Russell and Wes Felton, Crossroads.
Wow.
One of their projects. So that was like one of the first things I ever did. And Keston remembered me from the video, and he says, "Hey, I need you. Would you be interested in doing this video for Crow, Jim Crow, with all those guys?" So I show up on set. We're over on the east side, and we had just started doing the video, and then in comes Teresa with Leonard Coleman. And Teresa comes over and she puts her arm around me, and I'm not lying. She says, "Hey, you like black women?" She didn't even know me. That's the first thing she said. I'm like, "Of course, I like all women." And she goes, "You're all right then." And that's how we met. And
Wow.
we've been working ever since,
Wow.
for stuff here and there.
Wow.
But that was the music video revolution.
Okay. You almost made me spit my drink out, man.
I'm sorry, but honestly, that's what she asked me. Straight up. Never met her
and
before in my life. She just strolled on over and put the arm around me and asked me.
that's just typical Teresa, man.
Yeah.
That's just typical Teresa. So, like, what was the first project that you worked with her?
After that, actually, she called me and had me do a small part for Percocet, which we were discussing earlier. So, small part of Percocet, and then
my part in Percocet was supposed to be a small part as well. It was a fight scene that we were filming across the street from Lake Montebello.
Okay.
And it turned into it went from basically walking one of the fighters to the ring, because there was a lot of fight scenes and everything. It went from there to me like literally down on the ground in my dress clothes, like crying, and because my fighter had gotten killed. And you know how Teresa is, like she can tell you in advance that this is what I want you to do when you get there.
Right.
But then once you get there,
it changes sometimes.
It turns into something totally different.
Yes.
And to this day, I don't know what the hold up on Percocet is, but I'm so waiting for that movie, because I've seen so much of the behind the scenes stuff that I think it's going to be an amazing project, and I just want to really just see the finish. Like, I just want to see the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a good project and a good concept, and I'd love to see the whole thing finally released. I mean, she had me come in just to play an ME. I was basically the medical examiner.
Yeah.
And so that's and then we went from there. Then she said, "Hey, I got a guy that needs a detective." He says he needs a suit and tie guy, and I told him I got the guy, and that was Silk White. So the first night I worked with Silk, I drove down to Atlanta, Maryland, and showed up down there, and we filmed, and I ended up being on that series from there. Year and a half. So I came in about the middle of the first season, and then did that and the entire second season. And of course, if you followed that project, Love Hurts, the end of the second season, pretty much everybody got killed.
Yeah. I think my man Jay McGraw got killed in that joint as well. Turn off my mic for a second. Why didn't you just turn the mic off yourself, Nina?
I meant to.
And then as you're talking, I turn the mic off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Thomas, just give us a little bit of background about you, like where you born, raised,
Okay. Well, let's see. I was born in Baltimore, St. Agnes Hospital, actually. Raised
I won't hold that against you.
raised in the Woodlawn Milford Mill area. So went to Headville Elementary, went to Woodlawn Junior before it became a middle school.
Woodlawn.
Then everybody from the street behind me, all my friends behind me, went to Woodlawn Senior High. I had to walk myself to Milford Mill, that 1.5 miles, because I was the furthest out in my. So I grew up down by the Windsor Inn. If y'all know the Windsor Inn,
crab cakes and string beans.
There you go. So I grew up over by the Windsor Inn and lived there, just above Liberty Gardens Apartments. So I'm sure you.
Oh wow, I know exactly where you're talking about. Windsor
yeah, so I was in the houses just above it on Bexhill and stayed there. Then when I moved out, I just moved to Catonsville and Ellicott City, kind of floated around. Used to live in Georgia in the summers. Everybody says, well, are you sure you're from Woodlawn? Because they pick up a little bit of difference.
Accent. Yeah.
I don't hear it, but people ask me all the time. I'm like, Woodlawn? They're like, no way. But yeah. So 5 years in the summers down in Georgia with my dad, because my parents had divorced when I was little. So
you telling everything. Okay. You telling everything. Your parents.
Oh yeah. I mean, I ain't got nothing to hide. Yeah. Went to work as a diesel tech for 35 years, almost 36, and walked away from that job. And I started in this business when I was 50, so I've been in it about 7 years.
Okay.
And
shout out to Jay Sykes. He said Tom is a legend, extremely talented person in this industry.
I don't know about a legend, but
man, hey, we don't put that word on everybody, so I feel like when somebody uses it, they must know what they're talking about, man.
My guy Jay, man, he's the man. He's got a lot of stuff going on. We'll get into him in a minute. And then you see Dr. Lovely up there. That's my girl, Dr. Nicole. Dr. Nicole, she and I, we did some modeling together. She's actually my project. She's an amazing person because she's like, she had posted she's mental health. She does that kind of stuff, but she's all about body image, positivity, all that kind of stuff. She's huge in plus size models, all that kind of stuff. So we did some modeling together and stuff like that. And our chemistry on camera comes out amazing. People actually thought like we were dating and stuff like that. Which that's not the fact. I'm married 33 years, so okay. And 2 kids. When I left my business working as a diesel tech, I started my own company to produce my movie. I do location scouting if people are looking for it. And, I do set dressing, prop work, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's not just all in front of the camera for you then.
No, I do some work behind. And she posted, we were actually got published too as a model in a magazine.
Wow. Okay.
So
I appreciate that. So like when did that bug hit you to like really, I know you said you've only been doing this for, a short amount of time, but like when did that bug really hit you to kind of like, was it Teresa and the whole, hey, do you like black women kind of thing? Or was it
it actually was before that.
Okay.
So I had a friend of mine that I went to high school with. He graduated a year ahead of me, and we were talking. And he was doing a lot of background work. He gotten into doing background. That's all he wants to do is background. He don't want to get involved with any lines or anything like that. And he says, hey, you might want to try it. And me, I had always been interested in movies. Like as a kid, I was like, man, I'd love to be a stunt man and go to Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. But, back in the 70s and 80s, you're not going to get to Hollywood unless you pick up and move out there. There's nothing to happen in Baltimore that's going to put you in Hollywood back in, 1981. 82, something like that. So it kind of went the wayside. Life happens, get married, focus on other things, that kind of stuff. And then it was coming back slowly. And with the internet, and now pretty much if you have an idea, you have a camera, and you got a good crew, you can put out some quality work. So he's like, hey, you should look at doing it if you want, give it a try. So I went to open call for a background for House of Cards when it was here. And
legendary.
So many people work House of Cards.
Legendary.
So that was actually the first thing I ever did was background for House of Cards. And I had to go to Towson, to the courthouse is where we were filming. And I was, quote, a member of Congress. So I'm like one of about 150 people in the courthouse. And after sitting on those wooden benches for 4.5 hours straight, I was like, this sucks.
There's what? I'm gonna have to not to cut you off. I'm gonna have to go back and look for you on that now.
You're not even gonna find me.
Really? Okay.
I'm not. Yeah, I couldn't even find myself. You're not even gonna find like that's the back of my head or something because the way the cameras were done.
Yeah.
The camera angles and all. You're not picking me up.
Okay.
And I was like, this just sucks sitting here doing nothing, like, react to the same thing. And, let's do the lines again. Same. I'm like, nah, there's got to be more to this. So that's when I said, you know what? I got to push forward. I can't do background. My guy, he likes it. Good for him. I'm the kind of person I got to keep challenging myself.
Right.
So I said, I got to learn how to do lines. Went from there. So I got some work with Roosevelt Jackson. That was like the first lines I did was in one of his projects. And that was Residue. He took it, Miss Tammy told him about me, and he took a chance on me being in his project. And then we went on, did Residue 2 with him, and I've done a couple other films with him. And then at the same time, I started trying auditions. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I'd go ahead and try anyway. And, tried out for some stuff for, if you know Commodore, Anthony Commodore, CIF. He was doing some work. I tried out. I had auditioned for King's Son, his project. Didn't get the part. That was like one of the first real auditions I did, and I was like totally lost. But you just got to keep putting it out there and keep trying. And as long as you keep showing up and keep trying, people start to recognize you, see what you got, and they see the improvement. So eventually, your time comes.
I never look at the process of going to audition and not getting the part as a loss, as a fail, because even though you might not get the role that you're casted for, right, you may end up with another role, or there's somebody there that might see you for a future role down. Like I had a chance to interview Trey Chaney, who played Poot on The Wire some years ago. Right. And he initially interviewed to play Weebay. Now, if you're a fan of The Wire and you know Weebay, yes, Trey Chaney was never meant to play Weebay on The Wire.
No, he wasn't that part.
Yeah, but he did so good during his audition process that they actually wrote in the Poot part for him. Okay. And he ended up being the only street corner person from The Wire that lasted all 5 seasons. Right. Yeah. So you never know what you're going to get out of the audition. Just because you don't get the role doesn't mean that you haven't made a mark.
Oh, exactly. And like when I first started in it and started going to auditions, I thought, well, my viewpoint was, when I first started, it was, well, I didn't have it when I walked in. I'm walking in without the job. So if I get it, it's a bonus. But if I don't get it, I learn something. Take it and learn from it and improve. And hopefully they see something, and maybe next time, like you're saying, they may call you back for a different project. Exactly. So I never look at it as a loss. Everything's a learning experience.
It's a learning experience, right? And I started using this motto where we don't take when you don't get something and you take a L, you're not taking a loss. It's a learning experience.
Exactly. Everything's a learning experience. I mean, sometimes you just don't know the blessing you have, because that may not have been for you, but 4 or 5 months later, a year later, something hits and you're like, wow, I never saw that from what happened a year ago. Whatever the reason was, it's not. You can't always see that. It doesn't happen the next day or in the next hour. It could be a year from now, and it comes back. You know, so you just got to kind of take it as it goes. Like I said, everybody's timeline is different. You know, some people hit big in 6 months. Some people take 10 years.
Yeah. And speaking of The Wire, man, shout out to my brother Richard Burton, who plays Shamrock on The Wire. He's tuned in with us. Shout out to my man Mohammed, bro. I appreciate you. I love you much, bro. Thank you for tuning in. My girl, darling Dina. Hey, Thomas, you bringing out the heavy hitters tonight, bro. you bringing out the heavy hitters tonight, bro.
They're not coming to hear me. They're coming to see what you brought to the table.
Nah, man.
We brought him to the table.
Nah, bro.
We brought him to the table, right?
I got you and I got Dina here tonight, man. All I got to do is lay back. That's the
there
way
you
I
go.
feel.
So something I wanted to add was with the audition process, how Twan was saying he doesn't see it as a loss. A lot of times hurdles that we have is us. So to be able to go to an audition and not get the thing and then go again, like every day you're beating yourself. You're your competition.
Yes.
So as far as not getting, like, where are you now?
Where am I now?
He gets every role he goes out for now. So what the no?
Because you let it all the way up, and I want to make sure I know how you're surfing, how you're flowing now.
Where I'm at now, I take it. I'm a little tougher on myself now than I was before, because before I didn't. You know, I'm like, you know, when anything's new to you, you don't really see everything. So you're kind of like, hey, this is cool, that's great, kind of thing. Hey, I got an audition, that's awesome. Now I take it a little more personal, because if what I'm going for is bigger projects, they're, you know, going for stuff on big projects, speaking lines on big projects. So if I don't get it, then I have to go back and, you know, talking with someone today, y'all know Cherie McCain. That name sound familiar? Okay, Cherie, she's SAG actress out of Baltimore. She's an amazing person. I've been working with her on behind the scenes on her project, Dark 048. We talk here and there, and you know, for me, it's like she said, we're our own worst critic. We could do an amazing job in a scene, and we'd still think we sucked.
That's me.
So
that's me.
You have to kind of go back and like. Auditions. I know I can turn audition, and sometimes the worst audition you thought you sent in is what they really liked. So it's, you don't know, because the casting director, you know, everybody's looking. You got to make the impact. You got to be different. You got to make that choice, that bold choice, that kind of crazy choice. I auditioned several years ago for a project, and I went in and auditioned for 2 different parts for a web series. I didn't get either part. But I took the choice of, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, this guy to me, he's probably got a British accent. So I gave it like the worst British butchered accent I could give it just for that part. You know, trust me, that was not what they were looking for. So, but it's something different. Yeah. And sometimes when you put something different, a different perspective on the role, that may not click. You may not get that part, but that, like you said with Trey Chaney, it may click for something else. They may add it, or they may think the next project, I need him back. So, you know, you never lose on an audition. If you get the audition, that's amazing.
I love that. I love that point. See, and I kind of use that philosophy for like awards. You knew exactly where I was going.
Right. Yeah. You nominated me out of more people than who I'm with now.
Right. Exactly. Right. That's exactly where I was going with that, because like, so let's keep it real. Every black person in the world blew up when Angela Bassett didn't win this last Oscar for, and let's just keep it real. And, you know, my thing is for me, since I've been doing this since 2014, I've taken the concept. I look at a lot of the award shows that we have here locally, Crown Awards, whatever, Baltimore Music Awards, whatever.
Diamond K Awards.
Diamond K, yeah. I've stopped nominating myself for awards because I don't believe that like everybody and their mother can nominate themselves for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody else takes the time to nominate you, that means that somebody's recognizing the work that you put in.
Sure.
They saw you.
So that to me is the win in itself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go through the whole process of trying to get people to vote for you. If you get enough people to vote and you get the trophy, fine. But for me personally, that one person that took that time out to say, hey, Access Granted is doing this thing, I'm going to nominate him. That's the win for me.
Sure. Right.
That's the win for me.
What comes after is a bonus, right?
What comes after is a bonus. And I think that that's kind of the way that you have to look at your acting, because like you can literally go on 25 auditions and you may only get 2 of the roles.
Mm-hmm.
But those 2 roles that you get can catapult you to, you know, I don't have to go on auditions. Now I got people calling me.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
I feel like this is the role that fits you in this next coming project that I have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, so to speak.
And I tend to pick up some roles that way. I still like the audition though. Even if somebody says, hey, I want you, I need you in this project. I'm like, I still want to audition.
Right.
And the reason why is because one, it keeps me on, you know, keeps me whatever.
Grounded. Keeps you sharp. It keeps you sharp.
Yeah, it keeps me sharp. And I don't want any favors out of this.
Right.
So if somebody says, hey, I got a role for you, I think you can do this, I still would like to do the audition to see what I can bring to the table. Even though I know them, they may be asking me to play something different than what I'm used to playing.
So that was my question. Are you like, what box do you fit in as far as roles? You're appealing to what character?
I will submit for anything that, when it comes to, let's put it this way, when it comes to independent films, I will do pretty much anything that makes a statement. If it's a statement film, if it's an awareness kind of thing, if it's a, hey, in your face, wake up, look in the mirror type thing, if I got to play the worst guy ever in America, I will do that, because that film, to me, I see something in that film that's going to kind of use for something else, that's going to awaken or enlighten people. So I'm typically, over the years, been cast usually as a cop. I'm usually a cop. Lately, I've been getting more.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. You're a detective, bro.
Detective. I've been getting like lawyer here and there, a doctor, something like that. But usually, if I'm the police, I'm that guy. I'm the one with the racist overtones. I'm, you know, the nastiest guy out there, you know, this, that, and the other. And I'm okay with that if the project
interesting
enlightens people, makes them think. I'm okay with that.
Until they remember, too, they think that's really you out somewhere else. You haven't gotten to that level yet.
Yeah, I had somebody. I actually did a video. Winston Black. He did a spoken word video called Hollywood Star, and he got really good reviews on it. But he came to me, and it took us about a year before we got the project done. He came to me, we met, and then about a year later we came back together to get the project done. And he says, I read over what he wanted me to say, and I saw the one word in there. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it's the N word. And I'm like, that's not my vocabulary. And he's like, I said, can I say something else? He goes, no, you have to say it or I will have to get somebody else. I need that word. He's like, can you do it? And I'm like, I can do it, but it's going to take a little bit for me to get there. Yeah. So he said, it took me about a week to finally get the word to come out clean for the project. So he releases the project. Everything came out great. It was an amazing project. And one of his friends sends him a text saying, that guy's a racist. And he's like, you got to know the guy. He is farthest from it. He goes, nah, that word came out too easy for him. He's fooling you, kind of thing.
He doesn't understand what it took for you to get to that point.
It was just like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand that it's television. You acted.
Yeah.
It's acting. People, come on now.
Some people see what they see on TV or in video. You know, like they say, if it's on the internet, it's got to be real, right?
Yeah, of
Right.
course. Of course. Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, well, that's the good and the bad. You know, I played my part, but at the same time, some people have to kind of get past something in their way. There's obviously something there that's causing them to look at it that way. And maybe they need to.
But at the end of the day, Tommy, no matter how easy it came out for you, you didn't write the damn script.
No, I didn't write the script. And then Silk, same week, Silk had me doing a project, and I had to say that word in there too. And I'm like, twice in 1 week? You gotta be kidding me.
I was like, now.
I was like, Silk, man, I can't. I said, I already had to do it once. I can't.
Nah,
he's like, that's fine. I say, can I end it with like the A and put a southern sound to it or something? And he goes, man, whatever you want to do, whatever will make you comfortable, just just make it happen.
Yeah.
What percentage is acting of your real life? Like, I know you're not a full-time actor, correct?
That is correct. I would love to be, but that's not in the cards right now. I'm working towards it. But
so
it's just
like, if that's my career path, like doing what you did, I noticed that you said background for House of Cards versus regular background. Is that a paid difference? Is it levels to being a background actor?
What happens is, like House of Cards, when you do background, you're going to get paid because it's a big production.
Right.
Okay, so all your big productions, Hollywood stuff, Netflix, all that kind of stuff, they pay their background. The difference in pay there is whether you're a union actor or a non-union actor. So the union actor has a guaranteed pay based on the union itself. The non-union, they can pay you whatever they want. Usually in Maryland, the pay is usually $15 an hour.
15 an hour. Okay.
15 an hour is typically what background gets paid on the big projects for non-union. And then depending on the project, they may take it to 10 or 12 before overtime because they may give you like a flat fee, $250 for 10 or $250 for 12. And then they pay overtime. Others will do the 15. They'll say it's like $120 for 8. And after 8, it's overtime.
So would I drive for Uber? Like if I'm trying to break into that business, it's not enough to cover all of your expenses.
Oh, no. I'm doing a lot of other stuff right now.
A lot of other stuff. Okay.
So I substitute teach in Carroll County. I do pretty much all my work at a special needs school.
Nice.
So I work with a lot of highly disabled children.
And so you get a gig, you got to put in leave for all of your jobs. Is that how you do it?
Well, I'm not a permanent hire. So as a sub, I can pick my days when I want to work. I just go on their app, look at what school needs what, and I can say, okay, yeah, I'll work that day.
Is that you do acting jobs? Is there an app and you can go see what's available? You can use
Actors Access, Backstage, Casting Networks, Dragonook here in Maryland.
Nice.
You got good stuff. Acting. There's a lot of acting, like pages on Facebook groups you can join and stuff like that.
Learn something new.
Yeah. I learned a whole lot of stuff new.
There's a lot of stuff out there, word of mouth. People doing independence.
Like people work the circuit, like they're auditioning for more than one something at the same time, right? Is that how you do it? Or you audition and you wait and go to work?
No, yeah, hey, what I do is I'll audition, and a lot of times you get what they call a right of first refusal, which I don't quite understand all that. To me, that just means, hey, if I audition for 3 projects that are all filming the same week, the first one that says you got it, and the pay is good, I'm going with it. Because, you can't, unfortunately, you can't pay your bills off of being
That's
nice.
what I was trying to see. What kind of career is this?
So for me, I would love to be full-time, but it's a part-time thing for me. It takes about a third of my time is acting and behind the scenes work.
And what would you pick? Behind the scenes or acting?
I do whatever pays the bills at the time. So when I audition, I know what project I'm working behind the scenes. Then I look at my auditions and I try not to overlap them. But sometimes you can. Sometimes you just say, hey, because if you're working for a friend of yours, helping them out on the weekend, hey, look, I just got this gig. I can't be there Sunday, but I can be there Saturday or something like that.
I'll do them all.
So you gotta kind of flex and float that schedule. So you gotta be real regimented on what you're doing and when you're doing it. And then, I also do role playing. I work for a company that hires me out as a role player for government, a division of the government.
What is a role player, sir?
So a role player for the company I work for, they hire me out as a bad guy for training. So I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that gets handcuffed.
Why does this good guy have to get the bad guy roles?
It's actually a lot of fun, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's kind of like a challenge for you. Like me personally, like if somebody asked me to be in a film, I wouldn't want to be like a drug dealer. I wouldn't want to be a rapper. I would want something that's going to kind of like challenge me. Like give me a police role.
Yeah, there you go.
Give me a role as a doctor or something like that. I don't want to be that person where I can just show up and be Antoine.
And you don't get to choose.
Yeah, I don't want to show up and be Antoine. I want to show up and be something outside of the realm of what you all know. So look, Thomas, I have a plethora of questions that I am forced to ask you on the show.
Oh Lord, here we go.
So the first, and they're all tremendous questions. So the first one is from Miss Lovely, and she said, "What motivated you to become an actor? What motivated you to get into acting, and why?"
The motivation was something I always wanted to try, so I figured, why not? You got nothing to lose by trying, right? Go out and try something different, and like I said, after doing background at one time, I was like, boy, this sucks. So I gotta find a better way I gotta find a better way somehow.
Yeah, hey, I told you I sat in Teresa's house for 5 hours and got killed in 30 seconds, bro. I was like, yo, I really sit around. So let me ask you this. So you got into it because you wanted to try. So has there ever been a discouragement where you said, I'm not going to do this anymore? Like, it's not worth the time. It's not worth the energy. It's not worth the effort.
Every once in a while that'll seep in, like when you're doing auditions and you're just not getting a call back and you just, you just keep trying and trying, nothing's clicking. But unfortunately it happens. And, I run into somebody posts something on Facebook and they're complaining, And the bottom line is, this business, if you cannot handle rejection, it is not for you.
You mean people complain on Facebook?
Yeah, surprising. Who would have thunk? But yeah, so this whole acting itself it's a tough industry. And, like I said, some people, boom, they get it first shot and they shoot to the stars, and other people they grind away for years and don't get recognition.
Yeah.
But it's a very tough industry. And like I said, if you cannot take rejection, you really don't want to be in this business.
So let me ask you this. Are there any regrets to the fact that you waited so long to actually start doing it?
Probably not, just because I don't think, the only thing I probably would have been doing otherwise would have been theater, and theater scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, there's no cut and retakes in theater.
Exactly. So, Rosalind Gaines, I don't know if you're familiar with her.
I know Rosalind.
Miss Roz was the first person I ever did theater with.
Okay.
And I turned the role down first. Tammy, Tammy Rogers. Dr. Tammy Rogers?
That name rings a bell. I can't. Yeah, that name rings a bell.
She's in Everything Everywhere. She's an amazing person. So she's got me a lot of work over the years. And she's the one who gave me to Roosevelt after doing the music video with Keston and all. So she pitched me to Roosevelt. But Tammy calls me and says, hey, we need you to do this spot for a play. It's a very small part. And I'm like, I don't think so. And I'm like, I'll think about it. And I'm like, nah, theater's not for me. And she's like, you really should consider theater. It'll help you. And in all honesty, after doing that first part, I realized how much theater does help you as an actor. As far as memorization, understanding the lines, timing, blocking, everything. Because there, like you say, there is no redo come the night of the show. You're either on or you're off. And if you're off, you better hope somebody picks you up, where you're just going to be staring at the lights. But so I did the small part for Miss Roz on her project called Broadway Strolling. It took about a month, and then they called me again. I said, all right, yeah, I'll do it. So that was the first project I did theater-wise with Ms. Roz, and then I'd worked with her on a couple more projects. So I've actually stage managed for one of her projects also, done some of her set builds for her projects. And she's an amazing writer, an amazing person. She does the Kaumba Ensemble theater project. She's been doing it for almost 30 years now, out of Baltimore.
Okay. Is that at the what's the name of the theater on McCullough Street? Is that from there?
She has done some down there.
Arena Players.
Arena Players, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's not down Arena Players. She's either like our rehearsals are at the one church over near Evanston Village.
Okay.
Evanston Heights area down off Wildwood.
Yeah. My old neck of the woods. Yeah.
So we're doing rehearsals there, and typically wherever she can get the theater to put it out at. We've done it in the church itself. We've done it at the elementary school down the block from the church. We've done it at Woodlawn High School. We've done projects there. So she's done projects down at the Arts Center down there. Trying to think of the road it's on.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're an actor or you want to be an actor, actress, what is the skill set that you should possess? So you said something like, if you don't like rejection, this is not the job for you.
Yes.
I feel like you got to know how to lie. But what else?
Can I jump in on that before you answer that, Tom?
Go ahead.
So of course you have to go through some. I believe you have to go through some kind of formal training, quote unquote. I like using air quotes. But I feel like there are some roles that you can do that are just authentically you, and you don't have to because I've been in plays and I've been in a couple of movie situations where I've literally just shown up and said, this is who you are, this is what you do, go. And you just kind of make it happen. Now, I'm not going to step into a Hollywood movie, I'm not going to step into a multi-million-dollar production,
right,
with just that mindset. But I'm just saying that to say that, like, to answer Nina's question, there's training that you can do, but there's also the authentic you that can just make a role work if you're willing to put yourself into it, if that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, to build on that, training, classes, learn the art, learn what goes on behind the scenes. The background's a great place to learn how everything works. So you have a full understanding of what's going on, who does what, and what they expect you to do. So that's a great place to start. Classes, learn the craft. Okay. Then you want to look at.
Can I follow directions?
That's huge. Can you follow directions? They do not want somebody if they say, "Hey, walk 2 steps left," and you go 3 steps to the right. They're gonna be
right.
Like,
you're probably gonna
get right out the door, little girl.
Yeah, just keep exit stage right. Keep on going.
Right out the door, little girl. You don't be listening.
But no, they're pretty good about it. It's just when they have to repeat it several times, that's when they're kind of like, I think you're done.
Yeah.
You got to be able to like read scripts or something real fast.
You got to be able to read.
You got to be able to read. Okay.
I actually saw that listed.
You know what? And learning the scripts are important, but I feel like once you learn your script and you learn like the guts,
character,
meat and potatoes of where that script wants to go, I think you also have to have that talent to be able to kind of improvise and do some certain things.
Improvisation is huge in this business. to be able to improv, especially like in theater, somebody drops a line or something. You got to be able to bring it back.
Been there.
But in the business overall, learning improv, taking an improv class will never hurt you. Anything you take will only build your skill set and build your understanding. Being able to learn and dissect the script and see what's going on. Like when you do an audition, they don't send you the whole deal of what's going on. They'll send you a page or 2 pages, and it's the middle of the action of what's going on. So you don't know, it might be you and another person in the scene, but you have no idea what was going on before the scene happens.
Right.
All you have is what's going on right then and there, and a couple little notes they might have in there that says, Johnny came through the restaurant door and it's raining really hard outside. Key on Johnny's wet feet. And then you go into the conversation.
And I'm like, who is Johnny? Like, how see, I don't have that skill set.
Well, that's the thing. You have to kind of build the whole thing in your mind.
Yeah.
And then in today's world, most of it is now, video submission, self-tape. And I'm going to tell you right now, I suck at self-tapes. I got to really, really work on that. That's
well, you definitely have a look, though. If I think of, like, you look very lookable, TV, actorish. I can see you in a movie.
He's very Tom Cruise-ish right now with the
I've had Michael J. Fox before.
Michael J. Fox, definitely.
I had that one before.
Okay.
And somebody said Gibbs from NCIS when my hair was a little shorter.
Oh. Have you ever had to adapt your what you look like for a role?
Of course.
Yes and no. Like my hair, this is about as long as my hair will get right now. I tend to keep it short just because that seems to be what
I was gonna say. That's probably the longest I've seen your hair, bro.
Yeah. So now 30 years ago I had hair down the middle of my back. So
I've seen some of your Facebook pictures, bro.
But most of the time, if they need anything, I just grow this stuff out.
So you don't have to gain weight, lose weight, none of that.
I can't gain weight. I couldn't get in the police department because I couldn't gain weight. That was 35 years ago.
All right, so look, I want to try to get through all of these questions.
Yes. Okay.
And we should have just brought Miss Lovely on and let her be a co-host because she's killing us right now. So, what challenges have you faced with acting, and how did you navigate through it?
So, challenges are getting older. Getting older, and
as you started at 50.
Yeah, I started at 50. So trying to find parts that fit me, even though I can play a little younger than my age. Some people I actually got called for a part and they said, "Hey, you're like 42, right?" I was like 52 at the time. And I'm like, "No, I'm in my 50s." They're like, "Oh, well, send me the stuff anyway." And then they called back and said, "Sorry, the director was stuck on the age number." So those are the things you run into. Like sometimes they're hardcore on the number, not your look. So as I get older, you kind of what they call age out of parts, and then you fall in that kind of in between. Like you're not 60. I don't look 60 and above, but I'm not looking 45 anymore either. If the camera zooms in, they see the crow's feet and stuff. So
I hate that.
So you just got to kind of play with it and hope they just don't care. Sometimes you get lucky and they're like, we can actually go with somebody a little older. We'll be all right with that, You know
why I hate that? There was a young lady that played on A Different World. And I can't remember her name, but she was the one that just always talked too much. And she played a college student. And I found out after the fact that she was like 34.
Sure.
Playing a college student on A Different World. Like, come on.
Absolutely. 90210, the one lady on there was 29 playing a high school student.
Like, how are you? Come on now.
That's great acting.
Nick Cannon was like 35 when he played a high school student and whatever that dumb detective movie that he was in. That was garbage.
That's right now that I'm there, and the other obstacle is these self-tapes that I do not do well with.
Yeah. So what exactly are self-tapes? Let's talk about that real quick.
A self-tape is you submit for an audition, And, you know, you used to get, okay, you're going to come in, here's your time, Thursday at 5:30, be at this address for the audition, you know, and you come in and you audition in front of everybody, you in front of the director, the producer, writer, whomever may be in the room. Now what they do is they say, okay, they send you the sides and they tell you to put up the camera and go and do your audition on tape and then submit the tape.
Right. Like a Zoom.
So you're basically doing an audition for yourself. You got to kind of get and the hardest part for me is you don't feel the energy in the room because you don't have anybody else there.
You don't have anybody, right?
And then to get a reader is another problem. If you got another, you know, if there's another person in the scene, then you need a reader to go with you. Now there is an app. I haven't tried it yet. Some people say it works really well for reading, but you know, then you're calling somebody on the phone, you're asking a family member, and I can tell you right now, a reader can kill your audition because they can kill the energy. You know, you're coming in all excited, something just happened. They're like, okay, what happened? Really, guys, put a little effort into it, you know.
Right. Well, I'll be the one doing too much.
Thomas, if you ever need me for a reading, bro, just call me.
He's that guy you're talking about. Oh, I am excited to hear that.
Yeah. So I like being in the room. I like being in the room for auditions. It's scarier in person. It definitely will rack your nerves, but you can go in and feel the audition, feel the energy, if they're really into it, if you really did well or not, and that kind of thing.
Then you pick one that can't read, so they messing up their lines.
You won't have that problem with me as long as I got my reading glasses. Bro.
Right.
There you go. Hey, I got mine too when I have to read scripts.
Okay, so has there been a role that has impacted you, and if so, what role and how?
That's a tough question.
Great Miss Lovely. I feel like she's auditioning to be a future co-host of Access Granted because that's a great
audition.
I know she's grilling me, isn't she? Wait till I catch up with her. No, impact. That's tough because you can look at it a couple different ways. Like impact as far as moving forward in the business. I would have to say London and James, which is Jay Sykes had popped up earlier. My guy Jay Sykes and Edwin Maker. I don't know if you're familiar with Edwin. Edwin's an amazing writer. Jay's an amazing videographer. They both actor. They're great people to do a wonderful job behind and in front of the camera. Jay was doing a movie called London and James, and I had met him the year before when Edwin premiered his film, A Day in the Life. And Jay will tell you that I showed up to the premiere just to support, wanted to see the project, had seen a lot about it on social media. So I figured I'd go check it out. Had some people I knew in there, like Awesome Amin was in there and a couple other people. So I show up, and I don't really know a whole lot of people that are there for this project. And they're all, you know, you got the cast all lined up out in the lobby, and I'm walking through. I'm like, go up to Jay, and Jay's like 6'4" or something like that. And, you know, little me, I'm 5'7". You know, so I'm looking up, and the dude, he's a big dude. And I'm in a blazer and just a shirt, no tie or nothing. And I come on, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And, you know, he's like, I said, you know, I asked him, I said, so you did the music for this? And he's like, yeah, I did all the music. And I'm like, that's pretty incredible. And so what happened here? Uh-oh.
We're here. Keep talking.
Okay, I lost you guys for a minute. I was like, wow, I disappeared.
Okay, he changed the view, but I
see that. You got to tell me this.
I didn't know. I'm learning with you.
I thought I got booted out. I was like, damn, I done ran the show over.
Right.
So anyway, he's like, he thought I was like some producer, music producer or some, you know, movie, somebody looking to produce the project. I was like, I'm far from it, guy. But he ended up having auditions for London and James. So I went down and auditioned for Detective for his project. And we went in there and we did the read. And then I left and I get a call as I'm getting in my car. And he's like, hey, can you come back in? We want to do some improv. So there you go. Improv is important.
Yeah.
And I came back and we did the improv, and apparently he felt I nailed it, but he didn't want to say anything there. He's like, I wanted to tell you you were the guy, but I couldn't say that right there at the time. And but he said one of the reasons why I got it was how I said the word dead, because of my the slight change in sound. He's
What
like, I love the
word?
way that word's, huh?
What is it? DEAD?
Yeah, I said I want them dead.
Dead.
Okay, that's
dead.
Not
He's like,
it's got a little twirl on it. Okay.
Yeah, a little different sound. And he said that's kind of like what got you to part. That and whatever else I brought to the table that day, but just that word was like that's gotta be it. So that was like a really good supporting / lead role, and that was like the first really beefy part I had in a project. And so and we went from there. Then I went to those guys when I went to do my movie. So
we're about to get into a segment right now.
Yes.
And the segment is called "If Teresa Was Here, This Is What She Would Ask You." Because I had to hit Teresa up because, again, that's the way that we met. And I know that you've done some tremendous work with her. So I hit Teresa yesterday and I said, okay, we've got Thomas coming on the show. What would be some great stuff to ask? And I was only expecting a question or two. I wasn't expecting like a whole freaking monologue. But
so if I get any of these wrong, am I in trouble?
No, you're not. You're not in trouble at all. Okay, so her first question was, how was it becoming a director as opposed to being an actor for all of these years?
It's actually kind of nice because now you get to do what you see versus what other people see. So as an actor, you're portraying other people's visions. As a director, you get to create your own vision.
Nice. Oh, and Richard Burton has said that he would like to see if you would be interested in a future project. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but coming from Richard, I know that it's a very legitimate question, and I don't know if you guys are. I don't know. Do you guys know each other personally?
No.
You don't know Richard?
I believe so. Now I'm horrible with names. If I met you one time, I'll probably forget your name.
So as I said earlier, Richard played Shamrock on The Wire.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
So if there's any way that I can connect you guys, I will definitely do it. But
absolutely.
Like Richard has a lot going on. Yeah, he said he's never met you.
No. So, yeah, I mean,
I got you. I will make the connection happen.
Make the connect.
Yeah, I will make the connection happen. And you two guys, like Richard, he's a great actor. I don't think he gets credit enough for the role that he played on The Wire.
Right.
But he was a major part of the show. But he's also an amazing freaking musician. I've known Richard since 1984. Walbrook High School. Walbrook High School.
Walbrook.
Yes, and he is an international music
global,
yes,
recording artist.
And I almost wanted to say house music, but Richard doesn't just do house music. Like Richard does.
No,
yeah, Richard does. And there you go, Walbrook for life.
I've been through Walbrook several times. Hey, I can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's my Hey, class of '87, bro. But no, Richard. First of all, before all of the acting and the music and all of that stuff, Richard's just a great freaking dude.
That's cool.
And he's worked at City Hall, and like he's an icon in the city. And
nice.
Like if he's reaching out to work, then I'll do whatever I have to do to make you, to
that's cool.
I
love meeting people.
Yeah.
I love meeting people.
And when he's on, he does an amazing Teddy Pendergrass. Like that dude sounds like Teddy Pendergrass, like it's nothing. But okay. So the next question is, what is your favorite type of character that you've ever played? Because you portrayed so many.
Honestly, any bad guy role.
See, that's funny.
I hate to say that, but as a bad guy, it's so much more fun, and you got
Yeah.
so much more to play with. You know, when you have to be the good guy, you kind of have to be that straight lace, follow that kind of straight and narrow. As a bad guy, that thing can just go any direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
and now that you're saying it that way, I can kind of see it. See, I've only known you as like the detective and the police, but yeah, I can see you playing. I could see you playing. I could see him playing the Greek on The Wire. And if you're a Wire fan, then you understand what I'm talking about when I say the Greek. I could see you playing the Greek. And Richard, while you're here, if you agree with me, tell me. I could definitely see him playing that role as the Greek or one of the people underneath of him. And he agrees. He said, "Yup."
There you go. That was what, season 2, wasn't it? Is that season 2 with the Ports?
That was season 2 with the Ports. It was actually season 2 and part of season 3.
Yes.
Where they were at the Ports. Yep. I could see you being that guy that, just sits and drinks out of that little
sitting in that little cafe place.
Down on, yeah, exactly. exactly. And even my man Vincent agrees. That's what I had in mind. Vincent and Vincent says, "Yep." Or Vance. I'm sorry, I said Vincent, but yeah, Vance. Yeah, bro, you could have. Hey, man, HBO missed out.
Yeah,
HBO missed out.
Hey, The Wire is still one of my favorites.
Bro, I told you I watch at least one episode a day. I found the app. I have a Fire Stick. I have an app called Glory TV.
Okay.
They have 24/7 TV channels, and one of the channels is The Wire.
Oh,
and
man.
I promise you, I watch at least one episode of The Wire a day. I promise you.
Pull that up. When I was working third shift, I used to come home and on my nights off, because Wire would come on like Thursday night or something like that. At 10 o'clock, I get off Thursday morning. I come home to whatever I had to do. I'd take a nap, wake back up, and I watch The Wire.
Yeah. Bro, and I'm gonna just harp on that for a few minutes, man, because it kind of became that symbol of Baltimore, like you said. Right. Everybody started asking, is that what it's like really there? And of course, it became my premise for Baltimore Flavor Radio, which was my original show, because I wanted to show people, well, yes, it's like that, but in that little, in that little corner of West Baltimore, we have, all of that going on. But when I look at the acting pool that came out of The Wire,
it's amazing.
With Trey Chaney, with Richard Burton, with Wood Harris, with J.D. Williams, with Michael K. Williams, rest in peace, Omar. Bro, that was just absolutely amazing. Like that show was so far ahead of its time, yet it captured so much of Baltimore at that time and before.
Yes, and that's what a lot of people miss. They see The Wire, but they don't realize a lot of what was The Wire was a reflection on what was happening in Baltimore at the time. So your whole Amsterdam, if you remember Smoke, Amsterdam, Smoke wanted to legalize drugs.
Absolutely.
And he couldn't push it through. But
Yep.
Amsterdam shows up on The Wire. That was Smoke right there. Circetti or whatever his name was. That was
I did not know that was Bunny Colvin. That was Bunny Colvin. I did not know that Smoke wanted to do that though.
Yeah, I think he had something to do with it.
Wow.
Then you look at Circetti on there. That was O'Malley.
That
was Dead Right O'Malley.
Carcetti.
Yeah,
that was definitely O'Malley.
Right O'Malley. Come in, be a mayor, and then roll to governor. That's what O'Malley did. 2 years rolled out.
Man, don't get me started on The Wire, bro. This show could go for another 3 hours if we start talking about The Wire.
I mean, I love the show. I love the show, And I was working in Baltimore at the time. I worked like I said, the job I left, I worked 35 years in Southwest Baltimore as a diesel tech.
Yeah.
So I was doing road calls all over Baltimore City in the middle of the night too.
Wow.
But I love Baltimore because you never know what to expect.
Ever.
That's what I loved about it. I always told my wife, I said, there's always something going on, and that's what makes it so great.
Yeah, and even in this time in 2023, where it's still okay. So like the narrative since the new year has started, there's so many young people getting shot, murdered, killed, whatever. there's always been that negative shadow that hangs over us. But when you look inside that shadow, there's so much beauty in this freaking city.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's no place like
Yeah,
and I'm talking from a biased standpoint because I've been here all of my life, but I've been around, and especially since I've been doing radio and now in this podcast, I've met enough people to know that there's so much positive in this city that it's just a shame that the people outside of here only know or only see the negative part.
Well, and that's the news though. Like we only see negative in New York too, you know.
We couldn't get Geraldo Rivera down on North in Pennsylvania until we rioted after.
Yeah, now you're not going to get that.
Right.
But it's a great city overall. So.
Wow. So Richard sees you as a detective on his trail when he gets out of the penitentiary. That's the best part of not getting killed off. Richard, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. But I definitely will connect you with Thomas. So
y'all absolutely. That's intriguing. That's intriguing.
Hey, Thomas, another detective role.
Detective is role. What it is. People ask me about being typecast, and I'm like, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have work.
You wouldn't have work at all. Okay, so another Teresa Davis segment question.
Yes.
Your movie Penance.
Mm-hmm.
What did you walk away feeling after you viewed it in theater for the first time?
When I saw it in the theater for the first time, I was like, holy crap, we actually got that done. We filmed through the pandemic. So when everybody was shutting down, we were filming. And the good thing is we filmed and nobody got COVID. That was amazing because we filmed right through April of 21 through June of 21. Wow. And COVID hit, and everybody started freaking out come the end of 2020, beginning of 2021.
In fact, I think I had COVID around that time. So
we filmed through it, and we got it done. The only thing that took us a long time was to get a courtroom, and I needed a diner, but we ended up. I found some place that was actually better. Like I said earlier, sometimes you just don't know down the road, then you realize why. We couldn't get the diner. I couldn't understand why I couldn't get a diner. We found this other place, and it was better than what I expected. So, but seeing it on the film, I was, in the movies first time, I was just amazed that was something I actually put together.
How can we
together and all?
How can we find Penance? Is that available somewhere?
It is not available yet. I'm trying to get it into the film festivals, which that's what's hurting me right now. Finances, putting it through film. Everybody's going to say, but film festivals aren't that expensive, but
they are.
I just don't have, $85 here and $100 there and $50 there to throw around. I took a bath on that project because I financed the whole thing myself, and anybody in investments will tell you never invest your own money in anything. But I wanted to make a movie. That was when I said you just don't know, you don't know. So I came in, and one day I said, you know what? I got an idea. I want to make a freaking movie. So I said, wrote the idea down. That's when I called Jay and Edwin. Said, hey, got an idea. We met for lunch, and this is where you got to play hard. For anybody in the business, we met for lunch, and I said, look, I brought you guys here because I got an idea. I'm going to pitch to you. I need writer, videographer, the whole deal. I need to know if you guys are going to be in on this or not. I gave them the idea, and I said, look, here's the deal. You can either be in with me or I'll find somebody else. That's the end result. It's your choice. Yeah. And they looked at each other and said, yeah, we like you. We'll do it. I didn't have nowhere else to go.
So let's back up a little bit because you said you don't have $85 here. You don't have, extra amounts of money here. Is that what it takes to get it into the various film festivals?
Each film festival has its different costs. And then, some of them want a promo package and all that kind of stuff. So right now when I left my job, my income went from way up here to, hey, we're just getting, we're paying the bills. We're not out on the street, but, you just learn to live with what you can live without. which I don't have a problem with that because mental and physical health is much better than a paycheck.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That. So for all these people that like their
but with that being said,
yes.
Let us know or let me know the next time that you try to get that project into a festival, and we will see what we can do to help the situation.
All right. I mean, I'm putting money aside, but
Yeah.
So, well, ultimately, it'll be released by the end of the year.
Okay.
I'll release it by the end of the year, whether it be Netflix, whatever I can push it to, Amazon Prime, definitely, Tubi, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can record this show and put it on Tubi. So like, no disrespect to Tubi, but yeah, there's definitely some platforms I think that are out there that you can get it out, and once you get it out to just to get the eyes on it, then you never know where it might go from there.
Right. That was the whole idea of the film festival, is to try and maybe pick up some distribution.
Yeah.
But I can still go the digital route.
Yeah. Now this is a question that I'm interested in the answer. She says, so the role that you portray in Kicking Indoors as a meth dealer.
Yes.
A meth dealer. Now look at him, y'all. He's not a meth dealer.
It could be.
Oh,
Where did you pull from to play such a character? Thomas.
That's one of those things where being a bad guy is so much fun. So to be the meth dealer, I had to come in with the clothes. So I brought a whole bunch of different stuff for her to look at. I ended up in my coveralls with no t-shirt and a flannel hanging open, tucked it, in the coveralls, and a ball cap that says America on it. Not even America, it just said America on there. Trucker style hat. And she dirtied my face all up and everything and got me looking kind of nasty. And then it was just game on from there. I had a great partner, and she goes by the name Lisa Michelle. She's an amazing lady. She was playing my girlfriend in there, and we just played off each other the whole time. She just kind of would insult me, and I'd just be nasty back to her. And Teresa gave me certain lines I needed to say, and the rest was like just keep rolling with it. So it was, to pull from it, it was basically like being an a-hole cop kind of thing.
Yeah. So this next question, Teresa, and I tried to get her to be on the show tonight, but she has something previous engagement.
She's always busy.
This next question, she says, being as though you're casted for a numerous amount of predominantly Black independent films.
Yes.
What are some of the pros and cons for you being as though you are a Caucasian, if any?
Well, that's a tough question because
yo, Tom got his black card. He's not.
I was going to say, because I'm known as Brother Tom on most sets. I don't get called the white guy
at all.
I told him I've had my black card since 1975. And my dad asked me what that meant. I said, that's when you put me in public school, Dad.
Hey.
I said, that's when I went from Catholic school to public school. And the real world opened up for me right then and there.
Teresa Davis is on. Hey, shout out Teresa. She's on. She's here. Yeah.
What's up, TD? Why you asking me all these hard questions? So, anyway, as far as being, I don't really look at it that way. I mean, it's just people. We just showing up.
Yeah.
And having, it's a project.
Yeah.
I don't care who's on it. Yeah. Don't matter to me. It's a project. If I like it, I'm going to be there. If I don't like it, it's not something I'm going to do. So yeah, I actually had that question asked of me at a audition one time. They were reading my I can't even think of the word now.
Bio.
Resume. There you go, resume. Lost the word
portfolio.
For a minute. And they were reading the resume and they said, well, it seems like you work predominantly with all black cats. How you feel about it? And I said, well, somebody got to be the token white guy once in a while. And that's when the casting director said, hey, I've been the token black lady in my job on occasion too. I got you.
It happens, man.
So what's your exit? What's your biggest goal? Your dream come true?
My dream, some people want like houses and cars and all that stuff. All I've ever wanted, as long as I've been working, is to know that I can just take a trip when I want and the bills are paid. That's it. I don't need giant houses, 15 cars. I don't need anybody who puts $1.5 million on a car is just stupid.
Stupid. Exactly. Thank you.
Because that $1.5 million, that car's not doing anything.
Birdman. Say it again. Birdman.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
So how did you get it? Like you got in your dream world, you had an acting thing that got you to have that kind of money. Or whatever job paid the most at the time. Or as an actor, what is your top?
As an actor, I would just like to be busy, stay busy, get paid for my work, and stay busy. Know that I can actually make a living doing it.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I'm not there yet. I got a ways to go, but
that's the thing.
Every day.
And I hate to keep bringing up characters from The Wire, but that's just kind of like, as you know, from Baltimore. But that's the thing that I love about Trey Chaney. Like, if you follow him on all of his social media, like he's actually like the independent movie king right now. Like he's conquering. His movies pop up on Tubi, his movies pop up on Amazon Prime, his movies pop up wherever. And he's had like Bounce TV. He's had like he was on what was the last show that we did here? We Own the Streets.
We Own the City.
All rolling there. But like he's constantly just, he doesn't have a Denzel Washington, now you gotta pay me $20 million, but he just, when you have that consistency and you just keep working, I love that. I love that just as much, if not more, than I've landed that major role. Now you got to pay, X amount of dollars to come see me.
Right.
Kind of situation.
I mean, at the same time, I looked at it years ago. I always thought, before I got into acting, just when I was doing stuff, and I always thought about, Cheers, the show Cheers, and the theme song says, where everybody knows your name. That's all I ever wanted to do. Just be known for what I do. I don't need to make $1 million doing it. Just people appreciate what I do and be known for it. That's all.
So Thomas, let me ask you this. So you've gotten your feet wet with the directing thing. Like, is that something that you kind of want to continue to do?
I don't know. I mean, producing, definitely. I have some projects that I have ideas on paper. They're not written yet. I love to do my comedy is like, I like comedy and the stuff.
Okay. Now you done. Hold up. Stop. You done something in on me. I ain't know about the comedy part, bro. Talk a little bit about that.
The comedy I write, when I talk to some people, they think it's going to get them blackballed from the business because it's Dave Chappelle, Saturday Night Live type stuff. So I just do like little skits and stuff like that. I just write down the ideas, and a lot of it would have to be ad-libbed or something like that.
Okay.
But they're like, "No, we ain't filming that." I'm like, "Why not?" Like, I don't know. Have you ever seen? I do a character, Chip. He hadn't been around for a while. He's on my Instagram.
No.
Okay, so that came about during the pandemic, along with a lot of other stupid stuff I did on Instagram during the pandemic. Like I wrote a little skit that's on IG. It's called, instead of ancestry.com, it's called incestry.com.
Oh wow.
So I play both characters. I play the guy and the girl.
Yeah, you just woke Nina up right there.
So I play the brother and the sister, and yes, of course, we're married. you know.
Wow.
And it's just a little it's like a just little 2-minute like skit, and it's got the banjos playing in the background, you know. And so I was doing a lot of stupid stuff like that during the pandemic, and Chip kind of carried over.
Okay.
And that came about from, you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite, the movie?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you know his brother Kip,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Well, I was playing around, hadn't shaved in a while, so I shaved everything but the mustache, parted the hair over, and put glasses on. I was like, it's Kip 30 years later. And so I posted that with a thing on there. It said, looking Kip, you know, it said Chip looking for his LaFonda. And so I got hit up by a girl that was starting some comedy out in St. Louis, a friend of Jay's. And we started doing a little thing on Instagram Live where she was like my girlfriend. She was my LaFonda, long distance, and she would enlighten me to Black culture and dating a Black woman. So I would ask stupid questions, and she would. So, you know, we hit on like the cookouts, and like one of the big things was like, so if you bring me to the cookout, does that mean I'm accepted? She's like, no, you have to be invited by the family to be accepted. You're just there with me, you know. So, you know, and then it became, we couldn't keep our timetable synced, so it kind of phased out. So I just started doing Chip, like promoting stuff and, you know, people's projects coming up and do stuff for holidays or whatever. And then he fell to the wayside for a while. I got to get back to it. Everybody keeps asking me what happened to Chip. So
that's
follow
something
my Instagram.
But I mean, is that something that you might consider, you know?
We were looking to do I've talked to a couple people. We just haven't been able to get timelines together. We wanted to do, during penance, they filmed a skit in the back office while we were finishing up, and it's called Ghetto Ass News, because we had a news set up, and it looked like a Sports Center commercial. It was hilarious.
Okay.
And I said, you know, we could do a whole thing on Ghetto Ass News where Cherie could be the floor director, and she could just have meltdowns in the middle of everything. She just starts having a meltdown, and the camera just pans to her, and she's having a meltdown on the side there. And Jay would be the camera guy, and then we had the one guy would be the announcer, and then Chip would be your man on the street, and he'd be going out into some of the worst neighborhoods. We'd have to use actors because stuff Chip would be asking would probably get them killed. You know, like, you know, Chip would be like, "Oh wow, check out your tattoos. Did you get them in prison and stuff like that?" You know,
Chip sounds like Black Tony on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
But then Chip's voice evolved and became more of a Midwest sound. So now Chip is now like, "Wow, guys, check out those tattoos. They're really cool. Did you like do them yourself?" And so that's kind of like where he's evolved to now. And so Chip pops up every here and there.
So hold up real quick, Thomas, because I don't think you knew that you had groupies. Yeah, so we have some groupies that have asked to chime into the show. So I'm gonna bring one of the groupies on. Teresa Davis!
What's up, Teresa?
Teresa, you're live. This ain't the time to get quiet. Teresa, TD Productions. This not. She trying to figure this microphone situation out. See, this is what happened when I hit people up last minute and say, "Hey, hop on."
Oh, there you go.
Teresa.
Microphone checker.
While she's quiet, before she grills me on something else.
Checker.
Teresa, can you hear us?
I want to say something about Teresa.
Say while she's getting right.
She's quiet,
and say it.
So she can't get me on this.
Absolutely.
Somebody worked with Teresa the other day on her kicking indoors, and she was talking about how sweet she was. I told her, I said, Teresa is genuine from the heart. She's that amazing.
Man.
And, you know.
She's trying it again, I think.
Yeah, she will. I'll see it when
I
she
will
pops.
tell you how great she was. When I did my film Penance, I needed to put a crew together for our raid scene, and she brought it. She brought the crew with the equipment. And
because hold up, because Teresa has battering rams.
Yeah.
She has M16s. She has the SWAT team. She has the entire uniforms and everything. She has all of that.
Came out with a couple. She came out with Leonard. I said, you got to bring Leonard. You got to bring my man, Kang. He's got to come out there. Teresa came out. James Pope came out.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to James
and then,
Media.
You know Ramel Morales? Ramel? I can never get his name. Ramel Morales. You know Ramel?
No, I don't know Ramel.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna throw this out there for Ramel. He's got a movie. It's hilarious. It's gonna be a great movie. It's a comedy action police type thing. It's called Miscalculated. It is coming out April 8th. Old Greenbelt Theater.
Wow. Okay.
You got to see that. That's an amazing project. Teresa
Davis. Teresa.
Hey, guys.
What's up, baby? We got Teresa
Davis. See, come on.
They didn't want me to come on, did they? Look at that. How y'all doing?
The devil is a liar.
Welcome.
Hey, Teresa, what's the first thing you ever asked me when we met?
Oh, I know what it was. You like black girls, don't you?
Told you.
I said, yeah.
He asked me how I met you. I said, on the set. And that was the first thing she said to me.
Yep. And I remember that. I can't believe you remember that. You turned a little red, too. You know that, right?
I did. I was expecting that.
That's a little bit red, a little pinkish.
Thomas said, black women, that's nothing.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. How are you, sis?
I got to rewind this, guys. Y'all having a good time.
Yo, let me tell you. So, as we said earlier in the show, like I actually met Thomas on one of your production sets.
Good guy.
And always like didn't know the history, didn't know the story behind, but for some reason, like just always wanted to talk to him and get to know his story.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had the opportunity, and we've been trying to do this for a minute now, but finally got him here. But it's like I can't have Thomas here. And that's why I hit you up with the questions. I was like, I can't have Thomas on the show and not, get some behind the scenes because Thomas way better than I do. Mm-hmm. And he's been nailing the answers to your questions, by the way. So yeah.
Full of information.
Full of it, huh?
Yep, we learned a lot of stuff tonight.
Yeah. He's an extraordinary actor. You know what I like most about Tom, but I gotta tell him why I can give him his flowers. When he comes on set, I caught that part. He brings a plethora. He has a handful of things. You like this? You like that? What about if I wear this? You don't get that much. I love that. That's going to make him go far. He's going to go far. And Pennis? You guys got to see Pennis.
We waiting on y'all, right?
We're hoping to. Yeah, we're hoping to. Like, I'm trying to see if it's a behind the scenes link that I can, type up and,
Great film. Great film. Shout out to Ty. Shout out to Jay Sykes. Shout out to what's the other one? Edwin, the filmmaker. Oh, that was a great harmony. All three of you guys working together. Of course, it was awesome. And watching you be the director behind the scenes, I was like smitten just watching him work. Oh man, people think he a cop when he put his cop clothes on. He had that look. It's just so I can go on about Tom.
I see it. I can see it.
But so Teresa, what was it like? First impression, second impression was that you saw in Thomas that made you want to bring him into like all of the work that you've been doing?
To put him in anything, put him everywhere, like that hot sauce. Put that on everything.
I put that shit on everything.
Thomas, anything. He can be a Sicilian. He did that in Project. He brought him on. I don't know if he told you that. He can be an Italian. He has this. He can change.
Yeah, she put the accent right there. He can be an Italian.
Spitting.
Yeah, he could be a lot of things. But when I first met him was on, I think it was Silk White set.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy is powerful. Like, even with his hair, if this scene called for him changing his hair, he's changing it. he removes himself to be the character. And that's why I wanted to be a part of his movie Penance. I knew that was going to be a great film. I knew it because he's calculated how he moves. He's very methodical. He thinks about everything that he's doing before he does it. If there's a scene, he's going to delve in. I remember one day he had on a badge. And I was like, is he really, I think he came to be the coroner in my other film. I haven't released that yet. And I was like, is he really? He's like, no, I made this for you, Teresa. I mean, he comes with his own props, okay? He comes with his own props. And you be like, okay.
Why do you have that?
So Thomas, real quick.
Yeah.
When I posted the flyer and I said that you were going to be on the show, one of the first people that reacted was Tacola Durham.
Mm-hmm.
What is your relationship and connection with Tacola?
Tacola is amazing. She auditioned for Penance. That's how I met her.
Okay. Wow.
And she blew the audition away. So of course we gave her the part. And she's just been wonderful to work with, and she's kind of like, like the rest of you guys, family,
Yeah.
We've grown to work together, working a lot of stuff, and so it's all like family now,
Great thing about you, when Thomas is a part of something, even if he isn't, I know you noticed that. You guys noticed that, right? He's sharing it. Never seen anything like it.
Never. So Tacola actually, after Penance, she went ahead and wrote her own project.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Called Stripped from Insanity.
I went to the premiere. I went to the premiere down at the theaters on Nursery Road.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing project. Amazing project.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was I was not expecting what I saw. It was amazing. I did not expect that. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But and to know that that's based on her life is what's really amazing. So I think I can't speak for her, but I think that's a healing moment for her overall.
Yeah.
It was a tough movie.
Yeah.
And to expose yourself to so many people, because a lot of people don't want to talk about that stuff. They don't want other people to know, and it's just like anything, stuff behind the scenes you don't want people to know. If you're an abused woman or a husband or something, you don't want your friends knowing that.
And
I
got
beat up. I want you to know I got beat up. I almost killed somebody. No, I'm messing.
I actually had Tacola on the show probably about 2 weeks before the premiere.
Okay.
Wow.
And so in talking to her about the story, I got some things, but then to sit there and watch it play out on screen, I was like, yo, this is.
I saw that interview. That was a great interview.
She's great. Amazing. She's amazing. Salute to her for putting that out there. But I didn't know that you guys had worked together. So when I posted it and she was like, oh, Thomas is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm like, oh, so I didn't know that you guys had that connection. Nice.
Yeah, so she actually has a film Feathers coming out too.
Yep.
Yeah, so I play the lawyer in that one. I play a lawyer.
Wow, boom. That's
you also have Tom has another role coming up too. He has a role in Affiliated that I'm working on. He plays I think he plays like a hall monitor. Remember that? You actually nabbed that audition, so yeah.
Okay, I'm just waiting to hear about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a question. Can I ask him a question?
You can. I mean, we asked the other 17 questions that you asked, but sure, you can go ahead and ask one more before we get out of here.
I wonder what it feel like. The Nursery Road, the Hoods, it closed down.
Yes, it closed.
And that was the last movie. What did that feel like? It's history. What did it feel like for you?
Well, the last movie that was in there was somebody had one in there that Sunday night before it closed.
Nino.
I don't know what it was, but just to know it's closed, that's kind of a bummer because
I know
it was a great place because it's a midpoint between DC and Baltimore. So when you have a cast that's from both sides, you can meet in that middle. So now you got to go to everybody's now using Old Greenbelt Theater or
The senator.
The senator, which that's tough parking down there. You know,
it is. I've had 3 shows there. I know.
Oh, you know, when I went there for Miss Odessa Rose's joint, I was in. I think I parked like 17 blocks away, and it was raining that night. I was like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like parking in Baltimore after I got my car towed one day. So.
I bet.
Dude, they towed that in under a minute.
Uber.
I was out of the car across the street. It was in a parking lot. Across the street, came back. I was gone 5 minutes, but they towed the car. The timestamp on his paperwork and the timestamp of the picture I took from him inside my car when I was doing location scouting was 1 minute difference. That's how fast he snatched the car out of the parking lot.
It don't take long.
And all the lady had to say was, well, you left the parking lot. I'm like, who's to say some kid didn't get hit on the street and I went to help him? But you left the parking lot.
Yeah.
So I drive Lyft. So for all of you people that need transportation services during these different events, you know.
Just where were you? And that was location scouting for
You know, I drove Uber for a year. It was so much fun.
Oh my God, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I hear horror stories about, you know, stuff that happens, but
I had none.
So the first night that I started driving Lyft was the day that the Patriots and the Falcons were in the Super Bowl. That was my very first day driving Lyft. So we're talking 6 years.
Okay.
I've met some
great people.
I've met some amazing. It's been great. It's been great.
I created a show. It was called the Celebrity Uber Girl, and people from all walks of life got in my car from out the airport. I would record them, and we just had a show. And
yo, I need if you ever want to do the celebrity or the Lyft man, just let me know. I'm available.
You should
at no charge. At no charge.
But you should ask your clients, hey, you guys want to be on my show? And a lot of them say, yeah, just turn your camera on and just talk with them. That's how you do it.
There you go.
It was so much fun.
All right, Teresa. Before we get out of here, because I don't want to keep Thomas all night. I'm going to give you one more chance to give the closing question. Well, the semi-closing question, because I'm going to ask him something after you. But one more question for Thomas before we get out of here. This 2 hours has gone fast, man. Jeez.
Oh, wow. It was 2 hours. I'm glad I got on here, guys.
Flies when you're having fun.
Wow. What's your co-host name? What's the young lady name?
That's Nina, the original party girl. Your official celebration technician.
Almost.
It's very nice meeting you, Nina. Okay.
Yeah, y'all don't know each other?
Finally.
No.
We've been in the same room over the years.
Yeah. Oh, we have.
I feel bad for her because she had to take a back seat while I keep yapping all night.
Oh,
hey, look,
no,
Nina is actually supposed to be partying at Safari right now, but unfortunately, that is no longer happening. So she just happened to be available for me tonight, and I appreciate her so much.
It's
like
nice
God made this happen. She was my original host, or my original host. I hate the word co-host. She was actually my original host on Access Granted when I started back in 2020. So this is our first time together in almost 3 years. So never here.
So to wrap it up for you, to wrap it up in closing, for me, what would be your ideal role if you say, I got the role I always want? Because I know you got that meth role. That was like really different. But what would be your ideal role?
He wants to be in a biopic for Antoine Grant. Yes.
He did? And for Antoine
What would be the ideal role?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Ouch. I never thought of any. Like, what's an ideal role? As much as I play like a cop or something like that, I would love to be in like a comedy, like a full-blown big comedy, SNL type stuff,
Yeah, because you're funny. Yeah, you're funny. You do a lot of
that would be
stuff.
great. I would enjoy something like that. But I mean, there's no real. I mean, every time I audition, I'm thinking, man, that'd be a great role,
So let me intervene real quick, because as Teresa answered that question and you were kind of going through that answer, I said Thomas would have been perfect in Step Brothers.
Oh, I never saw that.
You never seen Step Brothers?
What?
Was it the 3 white boys?
Oh no, that's Will Ferrell and what's his name?
Right, it's two.
Oh, it's two.
I can't think of the other
Thomas, you would have been perfect in that movie, bro. You would have
because
been.
he got some comedy. What's the guy when you call yourself the black guy? When you call yourself brother? What's that comedy thing you do? Brother something you call yourself?
Wait a minute. I mean, they call me Brother Tom.
Brother Tom.
Yeah.
Brother Tom.
Is that
Okay.
what you're talking? Yeah, Brother Tom. That's what I'm known on sets.
Yeah, comedic.
I go on sets. I'm Brother Tom.
It's very funny.
Wow. But you don't have like an ultimate role or like a ultimate person that you would love to work with in the future?
No. No. I mean, I can tell you, I went to a premiere for somebody. They're a decent name, you know, that I knew, and you know, I'd only met, and went to the premiere, and he's like, "Hey, did you want to get a picture with me?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
Oops.
And I was like, I had to tell a message later. I said, "Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kind of act like, you know, make it sound that bad." I said, when we work together, we'll get a picture together. I usually take pictures with people I work with. I haven't worked with you yet, so therefore I don't take the picture.
So you don't take, okay.
Yeah, I'm not one who goes around. I don't go to premieres to get pictures with people, or you know what? We all put our clothes on the same way.
Yeah.
So
that's why I love. That's why, I love you right there, bro.
If I go to a premiere, I go for the project. I go to support, but I don't need my face plastered all. You know, if you want to get a picture with me, sure, I'll do that. But you know, if he had come over and said, "Hey, let me get a picture with you," I've been cool. But you know, he was just being polite because he was busy. Everybody's trying to get a picture with him, and he saw me standing there. And I wanted to just tell him I was leaving, and he's like, "Did you want to get a picture real quick?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." And then I realized, man, that sounded so shitty, you know?
Yeah, I bet.
So I messaged him. I said, "I apologize. I'm sorry. You know, it's just I don't do pictures. You know, unless you want the picture. I really, it's not something I do. Which I don't." Most of the pictures I have, I take from people who've taken the pictures. I don't, that's just not, you know, I learned a long time ago, and somebody asked Cal Ripken a long time ago, being as he grew up in baseball family, he said, "Man, I bet you got all kinds of autographs and memorabilia and everything." He said, "Honestly, I don't really have a lot growing up." He said, "Because I always thought a handshake was more important." And I'm kind of the same way, you know. Hey, it's great to have autographs. I love autographs, but I get autographs of sports players.
Yeah.
When it comes to this business, acting and stuff, just being able to work with them that's all that matters. You know, hey, no, I'm not a name drop. I'm not going to go, "Yeah, man, so no, I don't care."
Yeah.
I'm just here to do a job, come in, do it right, go home. That's it.
You do a great job. I love working with you, Tom. I do. Your patience is crazy, man. I love it.
Well, Thomas, if the next time I see you out in public, we're taking a picture together, bro. I don't care what you say.
Hey, like I said, you asked me for the picture, I'll do it. I'm not gonna run up to you and say, "Hey, man, let me get a
I don't care what you say, bro. We're taking a picture together. But no, man.
I mean it too. You mean that?
You already know. I'm dead ass serious. But you know, I love that humble spirit because it's me. Like I'm exactly the same way. Like I've started trying to take more pictures and getting more content when I'm out in public, just because that's the scope of where we are in this industry as a whole. You know, like 97% of the stuff that you see when you come on my YouTube channel is the show. So I've learned that I have to start building more content. So, you know, in the midst of, you know, that I have to start taking more pictures or whatever. But I just like, yo, back off me. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm not a big promoter of what I do. So
that's and neither am I, but that's our downfall, Tom. That's probably the reason why we're not.
You know, you got people posting stuff every day. I'm here, I'm there.
People
don't even know what I've been working on the last couple months.
I was looking at Teresa's. Oh my God, Nina, what you got going on? Let's just mute her. I was looking at Teresa's YouTube channel earlier, and she has like her grandson coming up giving her stuff for Valentine's Day, and I'm like, yo, this is the kind of stuff that I need to be capturing, but I don't capture that kind of stuff. So I'm learning. I'm getting there. But Thomas, I appreciate you, bro. This has been fun, man. Man, yo, this has been fun. Like, this is really just to sit back and just hear the stories and, you know, everything that that you've been putting into this business. And, you know, I love hearing our local guys, our local people here that's putting in that kind of work, you know, and I just appreciate you, bro. And like I said, it's been like, I met you on one of them sets when whenever it was, and it's been love ever since, man. And I just appreciate you and thank you, man, for just always being Thomas. Like, you've never been anything but Thomas since the day that we met, and I think I appreciate that more than anything.
Well, hey, before we go, I just want to throw a couple things out there real quick. I know we've been on here forever, and I can talk forever if that's a problem.
2 hours, man. Hey, it's my show. We can go till 11 o'clock if you want to.
What I wanted to say was, one, I just want to thank everybody that's helped me get to where I'm at. And there's a million people. I don't want to leave names out, but you guys know who you are. I mean, it's all, you know, there's just been so much help. I couldn't get here by myself. I'm going to tell you that now. Two, this business is about networking also. So if you go on a set, don't be a schmuck and sit in the corner. Meet some people, introduce yourself. Try and meet some people. Connect. He
said, "Don't be a schmuck. Don't be a schmuck."
Right.
Okay. Then
I love it.
Then penance. I do want to throw this out there for people who didn't go to the red carpet. This movie has no drugs in it. We make Baltimore look bad enough in the movie, but we left the drugs out.
It was a great movie. It was.
But the one thing I did do, my whole goal of that project was to keep it all DMV, with the exception of one guy who blew his audition away, and he was willing to come up from North Carolina for no pay to do his part. He's the only person outside of the DMV that's in this project.
Wow.
So all the actors, DMV, all the music, DMV. So I want to thank the musicians. I want to say a happy heavenly birthday to one of my leads from that movie, Seneca Lee. He passed. Unfortunately, he passed a couple days after the last scene of that movie was shot. He was not in that scene. He was in it a month before with that we did. And
it was sad.
So his birthday was a couple days ago. And, you know,
rest in peace.
Yes, I still think about him. His music is in this project. He wrote a song specifically for it.
Yeah.
So his song is in the project. I have a Grammy-nominated singer from Baltimore, Carmelita Bartholomew. She sings Ave Maria.
Beautifully. She's beautiful, too.
Yes, she did an amazing job. We got the a cappella version because I couldn't get a sign off from the symphony. That's just too much work.
Remember Septimius Marlowe?
Septimius.
Yes, I know him.
Yeah, he comes with her. They hang out together.
Okay, yeah, because she does concerts with him. Yeah. So so we got music. I have a group out of McDaniel College. They just graduated. They're like a punk rock band. I can't pronounce the name of the band, but they were amazing.
That band. They call that band.
And so my goal now, since we got the original Party Girl on, I've been saving this up, is I want to do a music release for the Pennant soundtrack.
Nice,
wow.
nice.
Live.
Wow. Hey, Nina.
Unfortunately.
Hey, Nina, it was nothing but God that had you on the show tonight. I'm sorry, Tom.
Is that what that was? I hear you.
I got to figure out how to do this with no bankroll.
Hey, Thomas.
She just ducked out a picture now.
Hey, Thomas.
Yes.
Thomas, we'll figure out how to make that happen, bro.
I mean,
we'll figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, I would love to do it. My goal is whatever.
Nina, bring your ass back on the camera.
Whatever admission is charged.
I was fainted.
After the bills are paid, the money goes to the artist. As long as I I don't care if I walk away with $1 in my pocket. As long as the bills are paid and I didn't lose anything, I don't need a profit out of it. The money goes to the artist. That's for them. Let me use their music for the movie.
That's amazing. I salute you for that, bro. I salute you for that.
You always give it back. I love it.
Nina, we got to figure out a way to make that happen.
I figure each band can run, each band or each group can do the songs from the movie and 1 or 2 more. So like a 3 to 4 song set for each crew. I was looking at open air with food trucks, so we don't have to deal with alcohol, licensing, nothing like that. You got anything like that in your back pocket, young lady?
Oh, I'm sure I do. I don't want to start clicking because then I'll be thinking, we're on this show. Like,
think about that afterward, and we'll come back around in about a month.
Right. So permission to hook up.
Yes, absolutely. So
access granted.
Oh, I was like,
yeah,
access granted.
Like I said, I want to thank everybody that's helped me get here. That's TD, that's Sheree McCain, that's Miss Roz, Tammy Rogers, Roosevelt Jackson. Yeah. I work Commodore Independent Films.
Silk White.
So many people. Derek Darrell Dixon. Matter of fact, he's got an amazing play, Chosen, that's coming back out, and they're on tour, man. They're like adding cities every couple months, adding another city to this project. It's amazing. Tricola and her projects, you name it, whatever. And a shameless plug, I do location scouting, and I have an 05 Impala police cruiser for rent with lights in it.
Tell the people your contact information again.
I was going there. Yep.
Contact information. My name on Facebook, Thomas Leahy.
Thomas Leahy. And he replies to all inboxes.
That's simple. And on Instagram, it's TM Leahy Jr.
Okay. And why are they reaching out? What are the different reasons why they might feel like they need to contact you?
They want to hire me for whatever.
Okay. Acting gigs.
He's
hiring
whatever
the case may be.
Props. I give free advice. People got questions, I answer for free. I don't care.
Like location scouting or something? What did
I
you
do
say?
Location scouting, yes.
Nina,
hey Nina, all we got to do is holler at Thomas and he'll take care of the rest. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Y'all gotta be specific, or
it's that simple.
None of that.
You holler at Thomas, we will take care of the rest. It's just that.
See, we can't say that us as women, okay? Because our inbox wouldn't be getting the same message.
Oh,
so
wow!
I was just trying to be clear. That's all.
No, I got you. I do location scouting. I have a police cruiser I rent. Like I said, it's 05 Impala. The back end, you can tell it's not in use anymore, that style car, but the sides and front, it's a Chevy. It still looks pretty much legit. I put all lights back in it. So it's got all the controls inside. It's got a good look to it. Anybody who's interested, I can send you the cost sheet and video of it.
And because he's doing it, on our show, we're only taking a 0.00000% of the finders.
And then, of course, like I said, I'll do some prop work. I'll do some set build work.
Some acting? How about that? Did you say
I do acting also.
Acting.
Okay.
And I'm also
sharing that with us. Yeah.
Whatever else
I paid, Antoine.
I understand. I'm just
whatever else I can get my hands into,
Gotcha.
I'll do PA work. I'll do whatever.
All right now.
Love it. Okay, so with that being said,
yes,
Miss Lovely, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Awesome interview.
Yep.
We would be remiss if we do not shout out my sister, Miss Odessa Rose. Thank you so much, Miss Odessa.
Yeah. Miss Odessa got her new book out, Kismic Journey. Yeah,
we are. Hey, we already been on that. Stop. They gotta go check the show. The show. So let me do this real quick. First of all, Thomas Leahy, first and foremost, thank you, bro, for finding it, as we say in the church, for finding it not robbery. Hang out with us.
Thank you.
For 2 hours on a Monday.
That's because I talk a lot.
Needs to be sleep.
Yeah, hey, I mean, I don't have a problem doing a 2-hour show. It's nothing for me. Teresa Davis.
I love y'all.
I love you like cook food. You and I have some work to do, so we're definitely going to be linking. I am a person that believes in giving people their flowers while they're here, and for that reason, I will be doing a special project upcoming on with Teresa Davis. So be on the lookout for that in the very, very, very near future. Mother Nature cooperating because we need to have some warm weather for us to get out there to make that happen. But I just appreciate you so much, Teresa. Because you reached out to me, you know, gosh, I don't even remember us killing us. Like we go way back to that.
Way back.
You know,
and I gotta thank you for being on Kicking Indoors. You did
yeah, absolutely. Come on. I put that hazmat uniform on. It was 196.9 degrees inside that uniform.
That's how you lost all that weight.
I ain't had no weight to lose. I ain't having
it. Might have been how that might have been it.
But
you was in that suit for a minute too.
Yes, I was in that suit for an hour. Forget a minute. I was in that suit for an hour. But Teresa, I just appreciate, bro. Like you really represent everything that we're doing here in this city on a positive note from 12 o'clock boys on up. Like you really have just been a positive representation of the city. So I appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
Again, you know, I'm just in debt because I met Thomas through you. And you know, we've been able to build a relationship. So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
And on that note, I'm gonna leave it. I'm a Thomas. You didn't give your contact information though, did you?
Yes, he did.
Did you? Okay, I just wanted to make sure that he gave.
And I didn't get to say my part from 3 years ago.
Oh heavens!
On behalf of Access Granted, we thank you, Thomas, for taking time out of your busy life to stop by and share some time with us. We learned a lot tonight, and we appreciate your enthusiasm and motivation, as well as educating us on what it takes to be an actor. Hey, Teresa, you too. Ditto chick. I'm glad we got to meet in person, kind of, sort of, after so long. Continued success in all of what you're doing. And remember, I'll see you at your next event.
Oh,
she still does that.
Blessings to you, beautiful. Thank you.
Teresa, Teresa, I will definitely be in touch. Look, everybody, I thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Make sure you continue to follow us on Access Granted, the pod stream on our YouTube channel. And all of that, like Facebook and all of the Instagram stuff. Like, if y'all follow us, that's cool. I need the YouTube drops. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, follow us on YouTube.
Make sure you send it to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Next week we have comedian Ricky Shackelford. Legendary Baltimore comedian.
I worked with him before too. He probably, I don't know, he's so old he might not remember.
Yeah. We got because they got their Sanford and Son play coming up with him. I think Howard G is gonna be on the show.
Yeah, Howard.
Kiss my bumper to all of y'all that don't know Howard G.
Yeah,
they will be on the show next week, man.
Gaskins.
I'm just looking forward, to chopping it up with them. But I truly appreciate, man, everybody that just tunes into this Access Granted movement. Like I got so much dope content coming up in 2023 outside of just what we do here on the show. Mm-hmm. And I just appreciate everybody. And I'm gonna keep pushing the merch.
Well, I'm glad to see you doing your thing, doing what you love to do.
Yeah. We got the signature Long Island iced teas, the dirty half and halves, and the Drunken Love watermelon version that we have, man. So just, man, we have literally, Teresa, we have literally sold out 6 times.
Right now,
Teresa, we started this in November. We've sold out 6 times.
Really? I gotta get one.
I'm just thankful. So yes, just hit me up and let me know when you want yours. I will give you one on the house because I love you that much.
My birthday's coming. I'll call you. I want one of them.
I will give you one on the house because I love you that much. But again, man, just thanks
everyone right now.
You can't even drink a wine cooler without. Get out of here. But she does have on again that amazing Access Granted t-shirt with that access granted chain with the logo on it. Show the chain, show the chain, show the chain, show the chain.
Nice.
Yeah.
And again, want people all under there now.
Yeah, we don't want people on that, but no, man. But really, just I'm so appreciative, man. Like I have so much stuff going on in 2023, and just keep rocking with me, man. I promise you, like you will not be disappointed with what I have coming up this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's blessings.
It's your time. It's your time.
I promise you. And you know, I could get into this whole speech, but it's already after 9 o'clock. So again, I thank everybody for tuning in. Teresa, thank you for hopping on. I love you like cook food, sis, and we will be in touch. Thomas, I appreciate you, bro. Everything you do, keep grinding. I will hook you up with Richard Burton.
Okay.
He will get you on that role. That's what I do. That's what this is all for, just to keep us collaborating. So again, we will see you guys next week, man. Access granted, the Par Stream. We love you. We appreciate you, and we are out.
Good night, guys.
Good night.